Can you believe she put her out? Like, girl, you're going to invite me to a work session. And then when I tell you something that you don't want to hear, and it's literally constructive criticism, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you you're not good at what you do, but I'm just giving you the truth. And you're going to put me out? We still on Harlem, y'all. We still on Harlem season 3, episode 4. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. So remember I told y'all that they were supposed to have a Lamaze class. Lamaze is for couples. Camille shows up, Ian never does. And then he had the nerve to text her after she'd been calling him, blowing him up, texting him, my bad. My bad. Can't talk right now. Call you back later or something like that. Huh? Quinn and Camille meet up and have a little heart to heart. And Quinn reassures Camille that although it was messed up that Ian didn't show up for Lamon's class, embarrassing that she got kicked out, and it was not cool for him to be that dry in the text response, that overall he's been showing up and he's not a deadbeat dad. Quinn also reveals that she's starting to fall for Seth. And this is why, y'all, I'm anti-situationship because Quinn was supposed to be on a self-love journey. She was supposed to be on a healing journey because she always prioritized relationships and always want to be a hopeless romantic and all of that. And so she was finally supposed to be putting herself first. We didn't really get to see much of that journey because they're rushing through season 3. It's the final season. We know that she went on the journey. We know that she has elevated in her thinking and kind of pulled back from her anxious attachment style. But what did she really do during this journey? I don't know. So when she got with Seth, and she is the one that initiated the whole let's just have fun vibe or set up with them. But now look at you. You're falling for them. But you didn't already set the tone of a situationship. And that's why I don't agree with situationships anymore. It's like is we is or is we ain't. Now, mind you, some people really do just want to have fun. They just want to have their friends with benefits. Everybody makes their own rules. But for me, knowing that I'm a hopeful romantic, knowing that I desire a certain thing, a certain situation, not a situationship, it's either we're dating, we're in a relationship, or we just friends, or we ain't doing nothing. But when intimacy is involved, when getting to know someone is involved, like you got to categorize the things. And there is a difference for everything that I just named. So she does reveal that she's starting to fall for him, but she hasn't let him know because she's like, I drew the line, so I'm going to just stay on this side. I'm going to read this because she talks about how she's always waited for things to perfectly align and how she's seeing, Camille being pregnant by her ex, and this was something that she didn't want, didn't plan for, but she's making it work and realizing that it is what she wants. And she said this quote, sometimes life does not work out the way you imagined it to, but it doesn't mean that you can't have what you want. I thought that was beautiful because that is very true. So as they're talking, Seth walks in as soon as Quinn says that she wants to have a family. So he hears her say that and he's like, me too. And in his hand, he has flowers for both Camille and Quinn. And I thought that was really sweet because seems like he knows that Camille was feeling a type of way, or maybe has a little hint of it, or maybe he was just feeling like if I'm gonna bring flowers for my woman or my friend with benefits, let me bring flowers for the pregnant lady as well. And when he shows up with his homeboy named Cisco. Why y'all name that man Cisco? I couldn't find no pictures of Cisco, but they ended up convincing Camille to stay because she was feeling like, y'all about to vibe out, y'all about to kick it and have drinks and have fun. I'm just the pregnant lady. I don't want to spoil the fun. And they're like, no. Cisco's like, no, don't make me be the third wheel. Like, stay and kick it. So they, after some convincing, she decided to stay. So back on Angie, she's at rehearsal for Girls Trip the Musical, and the reporter walks in. So the director is like, all right, baby girl, now is your time to shine. But in her head, she's thinking about what her fiance told her and what he expressed to her about being typecast and this being a silly role. And the scene that she's supposed to perform is, you remember the movie when Tiffany Haddish character talks about having drugs in her booty hole? So there's a whole song created for that scene, and she has to repeatedly say that. And so she starts getting in her head, and she even asks the director, like, "Can we do a different scene? Let's do something where we're performing something else." And she's like, "What you talking about? This is the scene where you shine." And so she really is having a conflict within herself. And I'm not gonna lie, this part actually made me emotional. Um, I'm a crier, y'all. When I watch certain things, there are certain episodes that just touch me in certain ways. And the reason why I'm reading my notes because I wrote down specifically what I got emotional about. So I got emotional because there was that conflict in her, within her, of finally meeting a good man that she really loves, and they have a good time together and she sees a future with him. And the conflict is between having that good man that she loves, but he doesn't seem to fully accept her the way she is. And I guess the reason I got emotional was because, not just because she possibly may have to choose between the love of her life and her dreams, but the fact that she might have to choose between the love and her of her life and dimming her light. Because Angie is who she is. She's a free spirited, big personality, just sensual, loud, dramatic type of woman. And her man is more on the conservative side. And up until the engagement, he always seemed to just accept her as she is. But it seems like ever since they got engaged, you start to see him, turning down everything that she suggests, and um, expressing to her that he doesn't really agree with certain things. And, she's compromised with the venue and all of these things to appease him. But now it seems like, is he expecting her to change who she is in order to be with him? And so anybody can relate to that when it comes to finding love, especially when you do have a big personality, or you're not a traditional woman or a modest woman or the exact idea of a woman that somebody has. Do you compromise finding love and adjust yourself to what somebody wants? And I just feel like the person that loves you is going to see you, is going to love you unconditionally, and is going to accept you as you are. Other people feel like you have to become this certain person and pretend and dim your light and change who you are and fit into this box of what a perfect wife will be. And I just feel like you are the perfect wife for someone. You are the perfect wife for your person. So if this person that you've met, that you have connected with, doesn't feel like you're the perfect person for them, then it just might not be for you. What do y'all think about that? All right, keep up. Again, I don't have any pictures of Cisco, but Camille stays. Her and Cisco are playing Pictionary and all these different games against Quinn and Seth. They whooping their butts. They have great chemistry. They're vibing. They like each other. And Quinn is, again, she's feeling her man Seth. So that was the vibe there. Seth ends up offering to take Camille home. He's putting on her boots and everything. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my feet are kind of swollen." Like, he's like, nothing a good foot rub won't solve. So she was able to speak that into existence. She wanted that male attention and intimacy, and she got it. It walked right in the door. Oh yeah, and he asked her on a date. Ty shows up to Eva's house, sad, like a little sad puppy, apologizing and telling her that she acted that way and responded that way because she really cares about her opinion and she wants to impress her. And they make up, they even exchange "I love yous." And I told y'all that they smashed, but I didn't point out the fact that Eva told Ty that celibacy seemed to be like the cosmetic fix for what she was really going through. And she had the deeper issues that she needed to heal from, like her relationship with her parents and their homophobia, and being able to speak to them about her lifestyle. Angie stands on business as she always does and tells Mike she's going to do her musical. She's going to make her own money. She gives him back his credit card, and he's looking kind of crazy. So we'll see what happens in the next episode with that. They make up and he reveals that his girlfriend's dad had a stroke. You're not gonna believe this.